Hello and welcome to the 2025 Iowa Games Preview Show. I'm Rod Bodholt. The countdown is on to one of the great summertime traditions in our state, and on today's program, we'll get you ready for the 39th edition of the Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual. Over the course of the next half hour, we'll shine the spotlight on one of this year's Marty McCone Athletes of the Year. We'll visit with an all-time great from our state who's now enjoying the Iowa Games as a proud father. And we'll visit with members of the Iowa Games staff as they get ready for this year's competitions. Thanks for tuning in. We have a great show on the way for you, and we'll kick it all off after this short time out. A visit with the Iowa Games Athlete of the Year, Riley Wilkin, is coming up next.
When change and uncertainty define the times, it's good to anchor to your roots, to honor and nurture them, to remember how it all started, and let that help build the future. Because we know a strong future is built on a solid past, and that past promises mean future follow-through. You can trust us to protect what you grow, build, own, and value. Trust in tomorrow with Grinnell Mutual.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
30 years ago, the internet was barely a thing. But the beginning of everything. At MediaCom, we've been here. Every single step, stride, and slide along the way. And for as much as the internet has changed, we've changed. The speed and size of our network, the performance of our technology, the scale and power of our security. Investing in the growth of our communities, and keeping you ready for what's next. See you there.
Thank you for tuning in to the 2025 Summer Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual Preview Show. We're excited to offer this annual event to thousands of athletes from across the state. Soccer continues to be our largest sport, with track and field and bowling as the top individual sports. Pickleball, martial arts, and taekwondo are on the rise in popularity and have become key sports in the games. Other sports to note are junior golf and wrestling, which saw an increase in 2024 and looking to grow even more in 2025.
It's good to hear from Iowa Sports Foundation CEO and Executive Director Chuck Long about all of the great sports and events on tap for this year's Iowa Games and how you can get involved. We'll check in with Chuck again a little later in the show. Right now, we want to introduce you to our Female Athlete of the Year for 2025, Riley Wilkin of Oskaloosa. Riley has already enjoyed a lot of athletic success in track and field, and some of her greatest accomplishments come from the Iowa Games. Let's meet Riley Wilkin.
So growing up, I started out as a competitive dancer. I never really had a track program to join. And then 7th grade, I joined track, and I've been doing it ever since. It's definitely my favorite sport for sure. And then I also participate in cross country in the fall as well. I got started with the Iowa Games probably about 2 years ago. I had just recently joined my club track, and my coach had sent out a list of all the meets that we could join, and the Iowa Games was one of those. So I talked to a few people, and they said it was a really good meet. It was run really smoothly, so I decided to go, and it was really fun. It was a really good experience. I went that summer 2 years ago, and then I also participated in the Winter Iowa Games as well, and then I planned to participate this summer as well too. My sophomore season, I had a really good season. Just to know that I wasn't even a consideration for the award, just to know that people would, nominate me for that sort of thing. I think sometimes in sports you can kind of play the comparison game where you're like, oh, I don't deserve that, I'm not good enough. So to just know that people care about me enough to nominate me for such an important thing just really means a lot to me. Memorable moment, probably this past summer, I decided to sign myself up for long jump. I'd never done it before. I ended up winning the event, which was really amazing. I was not expecting that. I was like, I might get last, but you never know what's gonna happen. I had probably about 2 practices to prep myself for that. One thing I like to do, I just get on YouTube. I watch videos over and over again just to make sure that I have a good idea of what I'm at least doing. But yeah, I even did that when I first started high jumping. I just watched a ton of YouTube videos and just, so I don't look like I don't know what I'm doing. I'd say my motivation in terms of high school track is definitely just wanting to get as many points as I can for my team, because ultimately the goal is to score the most points. And then honestly, my motivation is just knowing that my parents spend all their time and money on me, and I just want to make it worth it for them, and I want to try to do my best so that I can make them proud. Being able to go to the state meet twice, my freshman and sophomore year, and then also qualifying for the Drake Relays last year, that was something that I've been looking forward to for a while. I'm hoping that I can continue on in college. Just further on into high school, I'm hoping that maybe I could win a state meet. I mean, that'd be like amazing. But yeah, definitely college for sure. I'd definitely say that you have to have a lot of self-reliance, just because the only constant in life is gonna be you. You have to show up every day. You have to be there for yourself. You have to be willing to put in the work every single day. If you don't, it's just gonna get harder as the days go by. So to have those goals, you have to be willing to put in the work that comes with those goals, for sure. I would say just go for it. I mean, it's a really great experience. It's definitely a different environment. Everyone is just so nice to each other. You make really good friendships with everyone at the meet. You'll be lining up in the blocks and you're like, hey, good luck, I think it's just a really good experience, especially if you've never competed in a track meet before. It's definitely a good first track meet to join in. It's just a really good environment overall.
Congratulations to Riley. She'll help light the torch for these 2025 Iowa Games in July and once again compete for gold in track and field. Right now we'll take another timeout, but don't go away. We'll visit with an Iowa legend who's now back at the Iowa Games as a proud dad. Stay with us.
With Hy-Vee's lower prices on thousands of items all over the store, you can still get quality at prices that will make you smile. Get back to grilling for less.
Welcome back to the Iowa Games Preview Show. You may recall the name Tavian Banks as one of the truly great names on the sports scene in our state back in the 1990s. Tavian was a multi-sport star from Bettendorf High School who went on to achieve All-American honors as a running back at the University of Iowa and later played for 2 years in the NFL. Tavian now lives in Des Moines and is a member of the Iowa Sports Foundation Board of Directors. Some of his early athletic success came at the Iowa Games, and now he's enjoying watching his son compete in those same competitions.
Grew up, born and raised in the city of Bettendorf, city of champions. If you know, you know. Played a lot of sports there, growing up too, soccer, basketball, and football were my main sports. Back then, there wasn't a state championship or any of that stuff in high school for soccer. So the Iowa Games is one of the first kind of like big tournaments that, like you got to play against other people in the state. So like Des Moines teams or Sioux City, and Iowa Games is really like a great test to you get to see the rest of the state, had to offer. I really enjoyed that aspect of it because it was like our state championship. We really enjoyed coming to the Iowa Games at that time too. So last summer was, my son, my youngest one, he was 7 at the time. He's a tremendous soccer player, but also you just got the opportunity to play on a team, to go play in the Iowa games. And it just warmed my heart just to be able to see him play in something that I enjoyed so much, back when I came up and grew up and played. And then the Iowa games is still around, after all these years, and still doing, tremendous work. But also just, like to see the joy in his face and knowing that I played the same tournament, per se. So it was just a really great enjoyment in both our ends, just to see him be able to enjoy, going to Ames and be able to play on those fields up there. And it's just a different experience for him. It's just a great event to be a part of because of so many people from around the state get to enjoy and come to it. Iowa Games though brings everybody together, like everybody from the state. So that's the camaraderie of it. Like you get to see a lot of different areas, a lot of different teams, teams that you locally don't get to see all the time. They all come together for the Iowa Games. So I think that's just a great thing about it. Like a kid growing up in the state of Iowa and just knowing of the Iowa Games all these years, and to be able to serve on the board is just a tremendous honor for me. Just knowing all the history and I was a participant, like in the younger years, but again, like Dave myself, like all these years later, to be able to come back and serve on the board is really a tremendous honor for it. And just being able to just hear all the things that that are being accomplished, and all the participants and all the things that happen behind the scenes is really tremendous to listen to and also be a part of at the same time. I really enjoy that part of it. Sign up. Is the best thing. And just like nowadays, there's so many tournaments. There's so many things that happen, but there's only one Iowa Games. It's very special. It's something that we do here in Iowa. It's just a tremendous honor, like if you're from Iowa and stuff, to be able to participate in it. It's just a great thing to be a part of, at least one time. Put a team together or register for whatever sport they're going to be in, but just definitely be a part of it some way, somehow.
What a great story, and we want to thank Tavian for sharing it with us, and we also appreciate that he and his family are still an important part of the Iowa Games. Stay with us. We'll meet some of the Iowa Games team behind the scenes when we come back.
There's a spirit of innovation radiating from the Iowa State campus. You can feel it flowing through every building and in the hearts and minds of every person who studies and works here. It inspires a culture of creativity and collaboration unlike any other university, which is just one reason Iowa State was honored as the Entrepreneurial University of the Year for the Americas. At Iowa State, the spirit of innovation is in everyone, guiding us to create a brighter future for all.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments, they're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for you, committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care, and service and coverage that give you peace of mind, no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you.
Register now for the Summer Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual.
I encourage all athletes to visit iowagames.org, find your sport, and get registered for the 2025 Summer Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual. We have a new registration system this year, which is more user-friendly. If you have any questions at all, please email us at info@iowagames.org or call 888-777-8881.
That's good information from Chuck Long on how you can get signed up and be part of this year's Iowa Games. The competitions are not far away, and no one knows that better than the Iowa Games staff, who is hard at work getting everything organized for the competitions coming up in July. Let's visit now with Cole Bolweg and TJ Schnurr.
My name is Cole Bolweg. I'm the Assistant Director of Sports Competitions here at the Iowa Sports Foundation and the main man for the Iowa Games and Iowa Senior Games. I've been here for about a year and a half now, and I'm really looking forward to the summer 2025 Iowa Games and every event that we have. In 2020, I was fortunate enough to come on the ISF team as an intern for the Des Moines Corporate Games. I got a lot of good experience. It was a challenge with it being the COVID year, but I really enjoyed my time here. And in 2021, I was invited back to be an intern for the start of the Quad City Corporate Games. It was the first year of that, and so I moved down to the Quad Cities and got that thing rolling, which it's doing pretty well now, so I'm very happy about that. In the fall of 2023, Kyle Wagner had reached out, wanted to know if I would be interested in applying for a full-time job, and took a chance, and then here we are, moved to Ames, and then just throughout my time here, kind of moved up, got to where I am today, and it's been a lot of fun throughout this entire journey. We have a bunch of different things we have to get ready to go heading into the year. Things like getting the venues all ready to go, making sure our commissioners are in for the 2025 year, make sure our registration systems are all set up, and then the biggest thing of all is probably making sure we have some volunteers that can help out. Volunteers are huge for us. Without them and without our commissioners, we can't do what we do every single year. So those are probably my big ticket things, and then also answering any phone calls, any emails, your day-to-day things like that. I'm kind of involved in all of it. For 2025, we're really excited. We have flag football and rugby coming back after a little bit of an absence from the Summer Iowa Games. So we were able to find some good commissioners that are really excited about the sport, and we're really excited about welcoming them back to the Summer Iowa Games, and hopefully we'll see a bunch of athletes there. The thing that gets me the most excited is just seeing people enjoy sports. That's my favorite thing. Growing up around sports, I always enjoyed them. My wife will say she hates how much I love sports, because it's all I talk about. And so I just love seeing people compete, having that smile on their face, and enjoying their time out there with the sports that we offer. I would say don't take it for granted. A lot of us, the sports that we love, some sports you don't get to play anymore. I played football, and now I can't play it competitively anymore. Any sport that you love in the Summer Iowa Games, do it for as long as you can. Whether you're young or old, it doesn't matter. Enjoy it for as long as you can, and don't regret any of it.
I'm the sports and competitions coordinator here for the Iowa Sports Foundation. I kind of say I'm the middleman for everything, so I'm helping Cole out with the Iowa Games and the Iowa Senior Games, and I also help with the Des Moines Corporate Games and the Corporate Games side of it as well. So I interned in Cedar Rapids for the Corridor Corporate Games in the summer of 2023. I had a super good experience there. I loved working with the corporate games and seeing all the event management aspects of that. And then the fall of 2024, I started full-time here, and it was a pretty seamless transition for me. Everyone's super nice and helpful with getting me started. Now I'm just super excited to go through my first summer games. Being used to the fast-paced environment, the early mornings and long nights is something that I was used to in college, and I'm used to here as well, so it's not anything that I haven't done before. I hope everyone just has fun. I love seeing people try new sports that they've never tried before. We offer a lot of different sports that you might not see on mainstream TV or anything like that. So just seeing people compete in sports that they would never think of. We have all the opportunities in the world for people to just have fun. It's definitely getting busier. All the facilities and everything are ready to go, so now it's kind of just getting everything cleaned up and getting everything set up and ready to go for the actual games. We have all of our information on iowagames.org. You can click on the events tab and you'll see all of our different opportunities that we offer. So we have our summer games, and then after that there's a list of sports. Click on whatever interests you, and all the information to register will be right there. On our website as well, we have our volunteers tab. That'll take you to a separate sign-up sheet. You can sign up for all different types of sports that we offer. Volunteers are the reason that these games are even possible. So without those volunteers' help, we wouldn't be able to put these games on.
Cole, TJ, and all of the Iowa Games staff will be very busy from now until the final event finishes at this year's Summer Iowa Games. We wish them all the best in the month of July. The Iowa Games staff will once again receive a helping hand from this year's interns at the Iowa Sports Foundation. We'll visit with them when we come back.
Hello, North Liberty.
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 Register now for the Summer Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual.
Once again, college students from across the state will be getting some very valuable on-the-job training at this year's Iowa Games, helping to prepare for and manage the many competition sites. Let's hear now from this year's interns.
My name is Matheus Martins. I'm from São Paulo, Brazil. I came here to the United States in 2018, and now I'm doing my master's in sports management at Grinnell University. And I'm now an intern here at Iowa Sports Foundation, and my position here is I'm an event management intern. Right now I'm doing a lot of office work. I'm getting to know some things inside here, but I'm really excited to just get out and go to an event because I haven't gone yet. So very excited to help out in the Iowa Summer Games and also to the Iowa Senior Games.
My name is Elizabeth Fierce. I'm from Gilbert, Iowa. I currently attend the University of Missouri, studying sport management, and I'm an event management intern. Having experience playing in the Iowa Games as a kid, I feel like I can share my experience and give back to the organization that brought me a lot of joy when I was a kid. So I'm really excited just to see that happen to the younger generation. Obviously this is a future of our athletes, so I'm really excited just to help out and kind of get involved with the kids. I played soccer just for a couple of years. My dad was always my coach, so that was really fun getting to bond outside of kind of our Gilbert Soccer League. I loved going to the opening ceremony. That was a huge deal as a kid. Ames would shut down, and so we couldn't go anywhere, but it was always worth it because playing in soccer was very fun.
My name is Emily Hamling. I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, but I'm studying at the University of Iowa in sports management, and I'm here at Iowa Games as an event management intern this summer, and I'm very excited just to see all the sports and be able to contribute. I did play a lot of sports, which is why I got into sports management and really like event management in general. So I'm really excited just to see all the different sports. I did a lot of the water and swimming sports growing up, so I'm excited to see the different sports and how many sports Iowa Games has to offer in general. There's so many different skills that I can gain. Every day is a little different, which is why I love event management as a whole. There's constantly moving parts and things are changing, and there's just so much energy, which is what I truly love. And I love the planning aspect of it and just how motivated everyone as a team to get the sport going and get the event going, which is what I really love.
Hi, I'm Maya Duckworth. I'm from Texas. I go to school at Iowa State University, and my major is sports event management. For my major, we are required to have an internship, so with sports event management, this internship is just a great opportunity for me to just get to know what it's like to be in this industry, and I'm just really excited to learn, honestly. I'm most looking forward to the events. I think it's for me, the build up to we put in all this work behind the scenes, and then to finally have the event, it's fun for me.
My name's Carly. I'm from West Des Moines. I go to the University of Northern Iowa and study recreation, tourism, and nonprofit leadership. And yeah, I'm a senior this year. This is the last thing that I need to graduate. I've already learned just a lot about sports world in general and how to plan different events and events on larger scales too. And so I think it'll help me in my future with any career I go into. Any career has events you have to plan, so yeah, I've learned a lot already. I'm definitely most looking forward to seeing all of our planning and hard work pay off, and seeing people enjoy all the different events, just getting to interact with people all over the state of Iowa.
My name's Casey Eisentrager. I'm from Sheffield, Iowa, and I currently go to Simpson College. I'm a sports management and sports communications major, so working with marketing over the summer, I'm hoping to broaden my learning capabilities at my internship, as well as getting to interact with the community, which is something I really enjoy. I'm looking forward to learning new things myself, as well as getting to see all different age groups, being able to compete from little kids all the way up to the Iowa Senior Games.
And a big thank you to the Iowa Games interns who will help everything to run smoothly at the Summer Games. Let's take our final time out on the show. When we come back, we'll check in one more time with Chuck Long and put a wrap on the show. Stay with us.
With Hy-Vee's lower prices on thousands of items all over the store, you can still get quality at prices that will make you smile. Get back to grilling for less.
At MidAmerican Energy, we're one company serving 1.6 million people who all need energy that's available 24/7. That's why we work 24/7. That's why we make investments in our systems that make us more resilient to extreme weather. That's why we generate power from all available resources to cover the variables in supply and demand. And that's why when the power is knocked out, we work around the clock to restore power to you. MidAmerican Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
When change and uncertainty define the times, it's good to anchor to your roots, to honor and nurture them, to remember how it all started, and let that help build the future. Because we know a strong future is built on a solid past, and that past promises mean future follow-through. You can trust us to protect what you grow, build, own, and value. Trust in tomorrow with Grinnell Mutual.
Welcome back to the Iowa Games Preview Show. As we look to wrap things up on today's program, a quick reminder that the main weekends for this year's games are the weekends of July 11th and July 18th. And there is still time for you to get involved both as a competitor and a volunteer. Thousands of Iowans will once again enjoy this annual summertime tradition, and we hope you can be part of the fun. We leave you with one more message from Iowa Games CEO and Executive Director Chuck Long, a message of gratitude for all those involved in making the Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual such a special event. Thanks for watching our program. We hope you enjoy the Iowa Games.
I would like to say thank you to all the athletes, sponsors, donors, supporters, participants, commissioners, and volunteers who are involved with the Iowa Games. Your commitment allows us to continue to be one of the largest state game organizations across the country. And don't forget to visit iowagames.org to register for the 2025 Summer Iowa Games presented by Grinnell Mutual.